Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, crafty friends. My name is Alicia, but as always, you can call me Crafty Al. And welcome to day 3 of my Crafty Advent Live 2024 series. I did have a poll up over in the chat, so let's see how often you guys have been here so far. 65% of you have been here every single day so far. Thank you so much. I do see 12% of you. This is your first day. If this is your first day, put first over in the chat so everybody can say hello. Couple things before we get started this morning. Let me see here. I had a couple comments to share. Barbara wants to know, has anyone been crafting with any of the new products inside of the Advent calendars? Barbara, that is a great question. And I do know at least some of you have, because like I mentioned yesterday, I added an album, or maybe I shared it somewhere else. I added an album to my Facebook group. It's this one right here called Crafty Advent 2024 Projects. And if you do create anything that's either using Advent pieces or inspired by something I make during the live stream, please share it in this group over on my this album over on my Facebook group. Now, keep in mind on that group, I do only allow photos in albums. So make sure you find that. Otherwise, your comment gets sent to me to approve and I just deny it. So please put it in the album. And if you're not yet on my Facebook group, down at the bottom of the description box is a link that you can request to join. You do have to answer some questions and agree to some rules, and then you should just automatically be let in. Another comment I would like to share, kind of going with the last one. Different Barbara says when she did this last year, she committed to trying one new thing each day, even if it was something very simple like coloring with a different set of pens. I love that idea. And speaking of a different set of pens, I do have some more stuff to show you guys later when we get into creating. On my desktop, of course, you're going to see the first 2 tags that I've made during this series. Both of them have been claimed. And later on today, I will be giving away the one that I put together today. So to get that, you just have to be live here with us. I need to go turn that form on. You just have to be live here with us at the end when I do the giveaway. I would also like to say hello to everybody I missed sharing your comment on screen, and a special big hello to my channel members who are in the chat. Their names are highlighted and have that little number icon next to them. Thank you so much for your support. Now, one other thing that I want to point out, you might have noticed I'm wearing some of my merch here, and I decided in honor of Advent that I would give you guys a discount. Now, channel members always get 10% off, but anybody now until December 25th, I have given you a 10% off discount code. Nightbot will be sharing it in the chat, and it's also at the top of the description box below. I have a few different designs. They're mostly crafty, so I hope you'll check that out. Maybe you want a new shirt or sweatshirt for Christmas. Let me know over in the chat if you have any of my merch. And let's see, I did ask, here. Let's go. I want to see who we have. I saw we had some live friends. Mary says it's her first live, but she's watched all on replay. Awesome. Vivian, this is her first. Welcome, welcome. And I'm trying to see. If I missed that it's your first, welcome. I am so glad you're here. Hopefully this will not be your last time. One thing I would like to point out, and LFG Neely has done it perfectly. She wanted to get my attention with the question. So she has question in all caps in front of her message. That is really easy for me to see when I'm looking for messages that I might need to answer or take note of. So my shirt, it's different types of cards. A2, your standard. You have an easel card, Z-fold, shaker, slimline, and gatefold. And then all the way at the bottom, let me see if it says hashtag card maker. This is probably my favorite, but I do have a couple more over there that I like. Yes, please give this video your stamp of approval. Click the thumbs up, share it with a crafty friend, which, speaking of that, I think maybe some of you have. I know I talked yesterday about wanting to hit 41,000 subscribers during this series. Guys, you blew it out of the water. So this was the last time that I had updated my little counter. It was 40,968. You guys, let's see what we can move it to today. Give me your guesses in the chat what you think I can move it to. So, 1,000. Got it. Oh, there it is. 41,018. Guys, amazing. Thank you. So make sure to keep sharing that so new people find us. Saw another question go by. Carol, this is my merch, which I'm giving a discount on. So check out the link in the description box below to go to my Teespring store, and you can see all of the different designs I have. And you know what? Later after I go live, I will link this specific shirt because this is like one of those really soft ones, you know, that's like buttery soft. So I will link this one specifically after the live. Let's see. I think I just have one more announcement, I think. But you know what? I'll wait until I show you my Spellbinders, my Spellbinders page for the day. For now, let's go ahead and get out our calendars. So today is day 3. So up on my shelf here, which I'll remove this so you can see it all. Up on my shelf, I'm going to go find my Tailored Expressions and my Pink and Mane day 3. All right, so we have those two, and then I will bring in the Spellbinders later. But let's go ahead and open these. So, oh, you know what? So this is Pink and Mane, and yesterday when I got the stamp set, remember when we got this stamp set yesterday, I said, judging by last year's Advent that I watched them open, I bet that we get the die set. I think that's what today is. Let me know your guess in the chat. And then for Tailored Expressions, it's round. It has waves at the top. Kind of reminds me of an ashtray, but I doubt that they sent us an ashtray. Let me know what you think it is. And while you're doing that, I had one question here. C. Johnson, who I think is Kathy, where do we find the inserts for the photo albums for our tag? I'm going to tell you in a minute. That's my other announcement that I wanted to wait on. All right. So let's go ahead. We'll open the Pink and Mane while you guys give me your Tailored Expressions guesses. It is the dies to match yesterday, so that is awesome. I always love to get coordinating dies. I do have a scan and cut that I probably don't use often enough. Hold on, I want to change something. I had Facebook on in the background so I could show you that album, but now, you know, every time you get a message there, it makes this ding, so I don't want that to be interrupting me every minute. So I do have a scan and cut that I use from time to time, but I always love dies. So let's see. We have one for the hat. Oh, I think we might have a die for everything. One for the hat, the 2 presents, our cute little Tony the tiger, our single gift, and the sentiment. That is awesome. Oh, it might help if I showed you. So I just was putting those up there. So we have a die for each thing. I love it. Okay, what are some guesses here on the TE? Let's see. Susan says a rubber mat. Stephanie thinks it's a palette for mixing watercolors. That could definitely be. A trinket tray. tray for gems. And Fizzle Toes agrees. It does feel like an ashtray. There was something recently that I saw like made with an old ashtray or something, like, you know, maybe it was like you could like put your watercolor brushes, you know, in the dips. And I'm like, could I find an ashtray somewhere? Maybe at the Dollar Tree. But yes, it feels like it. All right, let's go ahead. Wait, hold up. First, I'm going to put these away so they stay safe, because I do not want to lose any of my dies. Because I would cry, because, you know, I temporarily misplaced my favorite Spellbinders dies from last year. So I want to be extra safe. All right, tailored expressions. Let's see what it is. Ooh, somebody just said a magnetic tray. Oh, I think I saw somebody say this. It is a brush cleaner. It says, clean up your act by scrub-a-dub-dubbing your blender brushes and paint brushes in this cute silicone bud. And extra good news, if you're craving s'mores while you craft, the bud can take the heat up to 375 degrees. Yes, if you look inside there, there's lots of little nibs or little, yeah, whatever to clean it. So that is awesome. I do like to give my brushes a good cleaning every once in a while. Now, just like yesterday, we will have to take tailored expressions off the wheel today because I can't really turn this into a tag, but that is super neat. Now we'll set these to the side and bring in Spellbinders for day 3. Up here in the right, let me know over in the chat what you think it might be. And I'm going to hydrate. Now, today, guys, I didn't bring down my water. I did bring down my Diet Coke. So I guess I'm probably not hydrating very much, but I am going to take a drink. Okay. I just looked up. I had to. Oh, where's it at? Okay. So here it is. So Fizzletoe said, so it can also be used as an ashtray. Yes, since it can take the heat, you could also use it as an ashtray. Love it. Barbara said, where did you find your favorite TE die? So Barbara, the die that I lost, it was actually from Spellbinders. It was that Hello with Shadow die from last year. And wouldn't you know it, I pretty much found it where I thought it should be. So I have a bin dedicated to Spellbinders, and I have this little box in the front that has gems in it, right? And I looked through that box like 5 times. Well, the die had I guess I didn't rifle through all the gems. The die had gotten between 2 packages of gems, but I was so excited when I found it. Okay. We have, let's see, we have sequins, stamps. All right, let's see. Oh, welcome, Yvette. Yes, Yvette has a live, and she actually changed it. I'm so sorry you did that. You didn't have to change it. She changed her live to go live before me. So make sure to stop by her channel so you can be there tomorrow. She'll give you all the peeks, right? So when you come tomorrow and guess what's in all the packages, you can like whip those out like that. Welcome, Yvette. Glad you're here. And Ruth has one before I go on. Since it is silicone, you can always turn it inside out and ink up the stubby stuff. Oh, on the inside, that would be a fun pattern. All right, let's find out what is in day 3. Now, you know I know because I've opened them. But let's see which it is. Here we go. Day 3. It is floral dies. It shows there on the inside what it should look like. And then there's some tiny dies. It does make really cute flowers. Let me show you what my album page is for today. Oh, by the way, yesterday I did cut a black square of cardstock so that when I turn my page tomorrow, I won't reveal a page that I shouldn't. But today, day 3, here is the page I made. It's kind of hard to see in the sheet protector, but since that background was kind of, you know, boring with the black cardstock, I did go in and I added some texture with my Score Buddy. But here's the one I made for day 3. And now the exciting news, my other announcement. I have been telling my channel members to reach out if they wanted a printable to make their own album. I know many of you have been buying that album off Amazon. Thank you so much for using my links. It is really appreciated. So last night I spent some time and I got a printable ready for my channel members. I have the pages 4 up on an 8.5 by 11, and I put crop marks there to help you cut it down easily, but there are some instructions up here. It is a 7-page file. So the first 6 pages have days 1 through 24, and I thought that if you have an advent calendar with a day 25, or maybe you want to make your own, the 7th page has day 25, and then it just has some blank ones you can cut. So I would suggest printing this on cardstock. Now, if you haven't yet seen it, I had a post on the membership tab earlier today with a link to download it. You can also go to the monthly blogs. Now, if this is something you want and you're not yet a channel member, check out the join button below this video. Membership starts as low as $1.99 a month. So even if I just sold this file, it would be more than that to sell. So I hope that you will consider that. All right, so let's bring back in what we got. Well, I'm going to leave this here, but we won't be able to choose from that. Paige wants to know how many pages are in the photo album, as in how many pictures can you put in it. So mine got super thick because I used too much foam tape at the beginning. I think it originally held 32 pages or 32 photos, but I cut 4 pages out. So mine only has those 24-page protectors in there now. I thought that might make it a little less bulky. Don't know if it did, but it is busting at the seams. Oh, there we go. Stephanie says 30. Monica says 32. Yeah, I think it is 32 because I'm pretty sure I took 8 out. All right. And by the way, thank you so much to those of you who are doing those capital questions or Crafty Owl in the front. That is such a huge help when I go to look over there. All right, let's go ahead now. Let me get the wheel ready since I need to take off Tailored Expressions. Why won't it show that? All right, hold on. Okay, so I can't do any better than that for some reason. All right, so I need to take off Tailored Expressions again today. I guess somebody did say I could turn it inside out and ink it up, but that's something I'll test on my own, which, speaking of testing on my own, I also have more good news. So if you were here, oh wait, I'll tell you later. Hold on, let's go ahead and spin. I thought that would take me back to my face. All right, let's go ahead and spin and find out what we are going to be working with today. All right. Oh, artist choice. So we're going to remove that. Now, artist choice means I get to decide which of the products that I'm going to use today. So while I kill some time talking, I'm going to be thinking about it. I know that we just used the tiger stamp set yesterday from Pink and Maine, but it also had like those, gift stamps and the hat. Since we got the dies today, I think I'm going to use that. If you could choose which product you want me to use, put that over in the chat. And then, what was I going to tell you? Oh, yes. Speaking of testing things off camera. So yesterday, I could not get, my my brand new little Scout to work that I told you my sister gifted me. But later, when I was watching the replay with the live chat, I saw someone say to put the die in at an angle. And that worked. As soon as I angled that tag just a little bit, instead of putting in the straight edge, it went right through. So I know that on my bigger machine, you know, if I have like a rectangle die, I do try to angle it. Just have to keep that in mind with this. Alrighty. All right, Stephanie would do Pink and Main. Kristen would be Spellbinders. Gretchen Spellbinders. Susan Spellbinders. Sue. A lot of you loving the Spellbinders. I do too. I do too. Really like that. But I don't know. I feel I kind of had a thought in my head for the Pink and Main, which, by the way, I watched Michelle. Tiffany Gregory. Thank you so much for becoming a member. My applause needs to stop. Make sure to check out the membership tab, which you'll be able to see now. And it is going to have links to the monthly blogs and lots of the perks. But you'll definitely want to check that out for the monthly blogs. And I am going to write your name down for becoming a member during the live. I have an idea. All right. All right, let's go ahead. I might have to use this later, maybe to clean a brush, but I'm going to bring that in. And one thing that I told you, I think it was Barbara talked about, you know, even if it was just using new pens. So in yesterday's Spellbinders Advent, I used some Decogel Star Sparks to color my image. And so I went through my Star Sparks and my metallic pens, and I pulled some out that are kind of similar to our color palette. So, you know, sometimes I might color with those instead of coloring with the Olos, which, you know what, I might do that today. I might color with those today. I think I'll probably use like the two present image. So I might use those today. All righty. But just like yesterday, I think I will stamp and heat emboss my image. Ugh. So for this, since I'm not going to use Olo markers, I'm just going to get out a piece of regular white. Oh, that isn't, I saw the white, but I pulled out the black. I'm going to get out a piece of the regular white for my stamping. And so I've already fallen in love with that Pink and Main tag, which I saw that lots of you have used my link. Thank you for doing that. It's almost like I should just put the other tags away because I love it so much. But today I'm going to force myself to use a different die set. So let's get out the dies that we can use. You know, I love the Pink and Main one. I think let's do the Tailored Expressions shaker tag, but I'm not actually going to make it a shaker. I just kind of want to have that background area and then a frame. Dawn says, how am I storing the tiny die pieces from the calendar? Dawn, that's a great question. So even my stuff from last year, it's still just jumbled together in a box. Like I have the Spellbinders separate from, you know, the other two calendars, but I haven't stored those. Karin's Crafting Company, I think I saw her on here. She said she bought a 4x6 photo album, and I think she's going to put them on magnet pages in there. But if anybody else has gotten Advents this year or in the past and you have a good storage idea, leave those down in the comments and you all can get some good ideas. Danny, what'd she say? So glad I could enable you for the pink and main tag. I know it was all Danny's fault. She used that for her tag a day November, and I had to have that thing. But for today, I'll use the Tailored Expression shaker tag. So I want to cut the background from white. And I see we have some new friends coming in. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. You know what? I'm gonna try my new Scout. So I have to cut this down because it won't go through. A little too wide. I'm gonna cut this down, and guys, we're gonna see if I can make it work again. Because it is just the cutest little thing. All right. Oh, I love to see those ideas coming in. Oh, and Karin says, yes, she got her 4x6 album yesterday, and she's going to wait until her videos are done. Yeah, make sure to check out her daily Advent videos. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Thank you. I didn't realize I never finished that sentence. I get sidetracked easily. But I was going to say, so each day in the evening, in the evening US time, Michelle has a video go up over at Pink and Main. She opens that day's item. She hasn't crafted with it yet, but she does open it. And last night, she said that she curated that box and everything's going to be birthday related. So, you know, none of the Advents I've gotten so far have only been like holiday. It's seasonal, but she thought, you know, after the holidays are over, maybe birthdays are the next thing we're going to make. So as we open that throughout the month, then they should all be birthday related. I just thought that was fun. I had no idea that that's how her calendars worked. Oh, and Danny enabled me and I enabled Karin. Oh, the TE shaker tag. Okay, I thought you were going to say the Pink and Main. Yes, the TE one is good too. So now you can see it in action. So what I have to do now, I'm going to angle it just a little bit so the straight part's not going in. Cross your fingers that this works again. Look at that, guys. It's going through. See, thank you to whoever suggested angling the die yesterday. I forgot to write down who had done that. While I have this out, you know what? I want to do this from one of the color cardstocks, but I don't know yet which color. So actually, I will put this away for now. And then once I have my background done, then we'll figure out a color. Susan, I have enabled her. Okay, Danny enabled me. I enabled Susan. I love them so much. I ended up ordering 2 more yesterday because when I do like channel member lives, I have a little treasure box and I like to put little crafty things in there. So I got a couple for giveaways. And in case you're newer to the series, all month long, I will be using the color palette from this color cube card. So you'll kind of see at the end how all of the tags kind of go together. All right, now what I want to do, I'm going to bring in my Sizzix mat, and I'm going to do a little free range stamping. And because I need something to catch the ink, I'm going to bring in, I just printed these on paper to show you guys. I'm going to bring that in to catch the extra ink because I discovered that if you let this pad catch the extra ink, it just leaves it right there to get on your project. And I'm going to use the little 2 presents here. Nightbot has just said or reminded you, please give the video your stamp of approval. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with a crafty friend or family member. And right now, oh, guys, we're already up to 80 likes, and there are 130 of you on here. So You know what I like to say. If you haven't yet given it a thumbs up, please do that. Helga says she's late. Can anybody tell me which calendar? So today, Helga, I got dies from Pink and Main to match yesterday's stamp set, and it was artist choice. So I decided to use the dies. So that's what we're using for our set today. Hopefully that was the question. Okay. And I was thinking about, I was originally just going to, because what I'm going to do is kind of like make my own background. And I was just originally going to stamp all over that white tag with the presents in black ink. But should I do a color ink instead? What do you think? Let's look at our, because I'm going to color my presents. You know what? Maybe to mute it a little bit, I think I'm going to color my presents with the peachy and the gray. Oh, Adrian K.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Welcome. Oh, paper trimmer level member. Adrian, you're going to want to join us at the end of the month. I have the channel member live for die cut and paper trimmer level members. I hope that you can join us this month. Thank you for becoming a member. All right. Okay, so let me go back. I got sidetracked by my new member. So I think I'm going to color it since yesterday I used, I guess I did use the peach yesterday. I think I'm going to color my gifts like with those two. So I'm going to stamp in the background with the gray ink. So for that one, I used Tailored Expressions Oyster. I have not yet, Linda. I got to be thinking about one. But yeah, stick around because I will be giving the secret word of the day, which don't forget, they do need to be kept secret. And I always like to test my stamp, especially since I haven't used this one yet. And then I'm going to start. I like to start in the upper left and stamp off the edge. And then kind of angle my stamp, just wiggle it back and forth to get different angles. Am I going to die cut a feature present? Yes. I'm going to cut one, or I'm going to stamp and color one. And that's where I was talking about how I'll color it in the gray and the peach. Oop, oh, goodness. Thank goodness that landed on the back. But I just keep moving until I've covered the whole tag, and I make sure that I'm always falling off the edges or bleeding off the edges just to make it look a little more realistic, like a piece of pattern paper. Mary Adams.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to membership, Mary.
Thank you.
Oh, and now I can't stop those. Welcome, welcome. I might have to come write everybody's name down later. All right. Karin says she picked up the TE Oyster ink during the 30% off. Yes, they have had some great sales recently. And this is one of my favorite grays. It's a gray that doesn't seem to have like a yellow or a red undertone. So here's my background. Now, I'm not going to free range stamp the one that I'm going to color. So, get out my little MISTI and clean this off. Now, another thing about becoming a channel member is this year, for the first time on the wheel, I have member choice, and I only have one spot of those. But if that hits on a day, one single member in the live chat is going to get to pick what I use that day. That's a lot of power. Oh, you know what? I was going to use some of my sparkle pens to color. So I can't color those in peach because that is the one color I couldn't find. I didn't have that peachy color in any of my pens. So we're going with the flow here. All right. Got to think on the fly. So for the pens, I could find like the silver in both styles and then like kind of the blue and green. So I think I'm going to go with the metallic ones this time, not the Star Sparks. And I'm going to get out the blue, the green, and the silver. Let me just make sure I got all metallic. Yes. So we're just going to pivot, right? But now, since I'm not using alcohol markers, I can just use regular white cardstock. So I have this scrap from die cutting our tag. And then I'm going to use that same stamp. LFG Neely, what is the difference between the metallic and the Star Spark? So the metallic is just that it's kind of shiny. The Star Sparks are shiny too, but it's like shiny with kind of like glitter, it reminds me of. If you go watch yesterday's pre-recorded Spellbinders video, I used the Star Sparks that have the glitter in it. And then so you can see that one close up. And then later today, or when we're done here, I'll show you this one close up so you can see the difference. I always like to stamp my images twice that I'm going to emboss. Them nice and juicy for the powder. Let me know in the chat, are you crafting along? Are you just hanging out and watching? Are you watching from work? I won't tell. Let me know what you're up to over there. And then I'm going to pull in just my TE clear powder. Barbara's crafting along. Karen's crafting along. Awesome. Now, those of you who are crafting along, are you using an Advent item or just something you already had in your stash? Oh, Helga. Helga just upgraded. I will give you your...
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Helga. Oh, and you have already flown up here. It says she's a new member, but she was already a member. She just upgraded. I can see that on my end. All right. I got sidetracked. Thank you so much for your upgrade. And now, I'm gonna melt that. And just to save your ears, I'm going to mute myself while I do that. All right, that is all set. I did kind of move it in the light to make sure I got everything. I know yesterday somebody saved me in the chat because I missed Tony the Tiger's tail. I had something here. Oh, Stephanie said that she's looking back and forth between me on the screen and that flower die set, trying to think of a strategy. I kind of had that same thing when I made my pre-recorded videos. And what I did, I just went ahead and cut it out. I chose the colors and I cut it out. And then I could kind of play around with the placement and it helped me figure out what I'm going to do. Maybe just go ahead and die cut that and see if that helps. All right. So there is our little gift. And now let's color this thing in. You know, my coloring is never perfect, but you know, with these, it's definitely not perfect either. Okay. Oh. All right, guys. I just kind of thought of a word, I think. I have to make sure I haven't used it yet, but it is secret word time. If you haven't yet downloaded your free tracker, I made this year so you can keep track of all of your words. Now, the only one I'm ever going to show you that I wrote down is thankful from the kickoff, but you'll want to keep this in a safe place and write down your words each day. But I think today's word, since we figured out that Pink and Main's Advent calendar was all birthday theme, today's word is going to be birthday. B-I-R-T-H-D-A-Y, birthday. Again, at the end of the month, spelling doesn't matter, but that way you just know what I said. Stephanie says, if I wanted it perfect, you could print it. No fun. Yeah. You know, I'm not doing anything perfect here, right? And oh, just a reminder, the secret words are to be kept secret. Don't give it away in the chat. Don't give it away down in the comment section. Don't share it with anybody. I want those of you who are watching either live or on replay to be the ones who get to enter to win the Advent calendars at the end of the month. Make sure if you don't know about the end of the month giveaways that you check out the kickoff video, which is linked down in that description box below. That is going to answer most of your questions. If it leaves you with any questions, you can always leave that in that comment box or that comment section, and I will answer it. All right. Okay, now I'm going to try to color these. So again, it's kind of like with gel pens where sometimes, you know, it skips an area. And you don't want to go over it too much or it kind of picks back up. So I just cover it as best as I can. So let's see if I can, you see. So it's just a nice shine. With the other ones, they have like a glittery shine to them too. And I don't know if my sister's in the chat, but she handed these pens down to my daughter and they stay in my craft room. So I'm glad she did that. I've gotten use out of them a few times. So thank you, Lisa. If you're here, say hey. I know you're supposed to be working, so. You know, I get quiet when I color so I can concentrate. I probably have my tongue hanging out too when I'm not talking. Okay. Oh, yes, I was actually going to say that. Where was that at? Yes, that's why I suggested, I was going to say that, but then I'm like, you know what? If you go to the kickoff video, it tells you, yes, last year it was not open to international, but this year I will have a special giveaway for my international friends who are watching every day and collecting those words. It's not an advent calendar, but it will have a $50 US dollar value. So if you're international this year, make sure you're collecting those. But again, I tell all about that in that kickoff. So I think for the other one, I will use the blue. And then for the box tops, I'm going to use the silver. Or the lids. Okay. I think I thought one of these was green and one was blue, but they both look pretty similar here. Live and learn. And these do kind of take a while to dry. I should have probably thought of that. I'll probably hit these with the heat tool because I know when I did my Advent one, that was kind of coming off on stuff for a while. So I will probably heat this up to try to dry it a little faster since I do have to finish it while we're on camera. Yeah, they let's see. Stephanie said they do look different. Yes. Now that I've colored the whole thing, they do look like different colors, but right at the beginning, oh, that one's the right at the beginning, they kind of look too similar. But yay, they do look different now. And then I'll do my box tops or my lids in the silver. And with how it's kind of shiny and it reflects the light, you really don't have to color these perfect, you know, because the shiny kind of takes a little bit of your eye away from that. Let me know in the comments if you have any of these pens and how often you use them. All right. There we go. See how like the fun that adds? And you know, I can color a single color. I like that. Tiffany says that we must be related because her mom used to tell her she could tell when she was concentrating because her tongue was hanging out. Yep. That or I like bite my lower lip probably when I'm concentrating. So for now, I'm just going to set this to the side. And then I think what I'm going to do is die cut my tag frame. And since my smaller box is the bluish color, I think I'm going to use one of the blues. I think probably this one, which is Sour Gummy. I'm going to use that for the frame. So I'm going to bring in my scrap box. Oh, hold on. That's not. Oh, hold on.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to membership, Deb. And because you became a die cut member, you get to participate in that end of the month live as well. So I hope that you'll join us. Okay, I'm going to see. So it's this color I want, but I need one big enough to cut that tag, which I don't. So we will start a scrap. Oh, and then I forgot I had a question. Paige says, can we enter the Advent calendar contest if we are outside the U.S., but we'll use a U.S. address? So just to be safe with laws and all that stuff, the Advent calendars themselves are to U.S. citizens. I'm sorry. Last year, people kind of asked that same thing, and I said no, but you can still enter the international giveaway. All right. Oh, Allison. Oh, my goodness, guys. We might not get a tag done today. I love it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Allison. All right, let's find. I could probably leave that open while we're creating. So I will start a scrap of the Sour Gummy. Bring back in my little cutie here again. And this time I'm going to use the frame for the shaker tag. Cut that down again so we can get it to go through correctly. Cece says she has lots of glitter pens. How often do you use them? Is it like a once in a while thing, or is it a frequent? All right. Right back, guys. So here we'll have that. And we have this scrap now too to put in our little scrap bin. Cece says she uses them with coloring books often. Very neat. Wanda says she has glitter pens but use the coloring book. So is that like a pretty popular thing to use those when you're doing coloring books? Now I'm going to glue my frame on here. The thing I like about this is even though it's called a shaker tag, we don't have to make a shaker. Now I might sometime this Advent, especially later, I know with some of the Spellbinders gifts, they would be perfect for a shaker, but it's not always necessary. And also in this die set, they give you like a little topper if you want, and they give you some teeny tiny dies that you can cut shaker bits from. Oh, Allison. Allison says, thank you so much, everyone. I bet you were all welcoming her to membership. And thanks to Chris for telling her about me. I love that. Yes, thank you, Chris. Chris became a member the other day, too. Awesome. So here we go. Just nice and simple. I can see a little white there on the edge, so I'm going to cut that off. Okay. Now, I'm going to hit this with my heat tool to try to dry it a little bit. Bye, Danny. Okay, now one other thing I like to do when I have an image that might still be a little wet, I'm just going to get a piece of paper towel and I'm going to put it down on the top. Now I'm not going to rub, I'm just going to put it flat down, press my hands on it and see what kind of ink comes up just in case there is some. And you know what? It's pretty dry. But that might help avoid some oopsies. And now, using today's gift from Pink and Maine, I'm going to get out the die for our presents. And you know I love my removable tape when I'm die cutting, when I'm using dies to get it placed just right and hold it in place while it's going through the cutter. And then this removable tape, I just save it and keep using it until it has no sticky left. I'm going to pull this down to me so I can see better where it needs to be aligned at. Oh, I just saw that. Sorry, Mary. I did forget to go to your question. Mary said, do I love my precision glue press? Trying to decide if I need one. I am trying to decide if I love it, Mary. It's handy, but I will say, you know, you're supposed to be able to like put it in this thing and then next time you come to use it, as far as I could tell, it should just be ready to go. Now, sometimes if I come down the same day or maybe quickly the next day, it still works. But most of the times lately, I've had to clean it out. Now, that's no big deal, right? You just take the lid and clean it out. But Just something to keep in mind. You do have to get it to set right on that silicone thing just perfectly. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, but I know that others love it. Others don't like it. I think you're probably going to get a wide variety of answers. So sorry that was probably no help at all. I know that Danny loves it because she has some wrist issues or hand issues, and she says it is great for that. Stephanie does make a good point. It's better than having to put in the needle after every line of glue, which, yes, like if I use my Barely Art glue while I'm crafting, I do put it back in after each little gluing session. I don't like do my whole crafty session, then put it back in. So that is true. That is true. At least during your crafty session, it would stay clog free. All right, and here's our little shiny presents. I'm going to put my die right away so I don't use it or lose it. I already did use it. All right, I'm going to put this on some foam tape. The other day, I thought I lost this wider one, which I looked it up, and it is a 1/2 inch wide for if you're here and you asked the other day. Thought I lost it, but I just threw it too far back in my cabinet. And I haven't gotten any embellishments yet. So otherwise, I might put some gems or something on it. But what I'm thinking, I know not every tag has to be extravagant, but do you think it would be against the rules if I die cut some stars from like the peach color, or would I have had to have gotten those? What do you think? I'm going to do a poll. Should I add some peach stars? So I'm going to do that and give you a minute to answer that. That is yes or no to peach stars. And Helga says she doesn't like the Nuvo glue. Can you use other glue in that bottle? Yeah, so right now I'm using what came with it. But as soon as this is empty, I'm switching over to Barely Art. All right. It's pretty overwhelming vote so far. Beck Ann says they are your rules. True. It's like when you play like Monopoly or Uno at your house, you have totally different rules than what are on the box. You just make them up as you go. That's true. I did make the rules, so I can change them. Let me know, though, if you'd like to make your own rules. I'm going to go ahead and cut these apart just in case it's still a yes. All right, let's see. Let's end that poll. 92% of you say yes to some peach stars. So we might be here a while die cutting because it's only cuts one star at a time. Do you guys have time for some star die cutting? All right. Barbara said, changing the rules as we go along is the only way we've managed to stay married for 54 years. Congratulations, Barbara, and very good point. And I don't need a very big scrap. Ooh, look at that. I'll just cut as many stars as I can get out of that. Unless I get up to 5, I probably don't need more than that. I'm thinking, you know, I want to do an odd number, so I think I'll start with 3 and see what that looks like if I need to cut more. Oh, let's see. Cece says she has lots of time. Okay. Diane wants to know, where did I buy my foam tape? I get that on Amazon, Diane. And down in the description box, it should be in the related products list, the sizes that I buy. And they have other sizes too. So if you want something, you know, a different width, like I think they sell 1 inch wide, and I would like to get that sometime. Does anybody know if they sell a shorter platform for this? Because that's a lot of rolling through to do for just this teeny tiny star. Of course, I probably wouldn't want to switch back and forth either. Iona, I have said the secret word yet, so when we're done here, you can go back and rewatch from where you fell asleep at, and you can just watch it on 2 times speed to catch up. All right. Okay, here are 3 cut. I want to try to get them in some open places. Ugh, these are hard to pick up, you guys. Okay, we might not put them all in empty places. I like to kind of do a triangle, so I think I'll go with that. And all right, guys. I think we're done. So make sure to stick around. We'll give away this tag soon. And let me just get some stuff out of my way here. Oh, I did it again. The other day I took the lid off my little pick and place tool here, and it took me forever to find it. I'm sure it'll show up. All right. So here is today's tag. Pretty simple. And then I will sign the back. And somebody yesterday suggested putting the year too, so I'll do that. Yeah. Day 3 of 2024. So there we go. Let's see if we can get that shine one last time. All right, let me get my page ready for the giveaway. Thank you for all your nice words about my tag. And you guys, if you would like to win today's tag, you're going to put hashtag holiday over in the chat. Hashtag HOLIDAY. You do want it to look like it shows on screen. Don't forget any letters. Don't put in a space. Now, if you notice that you did spell it incorrectly the first time, go ahead and type it again to get your entry. But please do not spam the chat with it. Each username does only get one chance at the giveaway. And I just had a little drink here. I do have some extra white hanging off on the other side, so I'm going to just trim that while you guys get your hashtag holidays in. We need some like music or something while we're doing the giveaway. Let's see what I have here. I don't think I have any actual music. No, I just have sound effects. Maybe I need to download a little do, but I couldn't use that because it's copyrighted. All right, you have about 30 more seconds. Get in those hashtag holidays. If you haven't yet done it, guys, give this video a thumbs up. Click on that button just right below this video. And right now, I have 150 of you on here and 124 likes. So if you haven't yet already, I'd love for a thumbs up. Ooh, Stephanie upgraded her membership. Stephanie can also join us now.
Thank you very much.
At the monthly live. Thank you, Stephanie. All right, be right back, guys. All right. Let's go ahead. So 80 of you have entered today. Oh, one thing I forgot to say, please only win up to 2 times during the Advent. So if you win the first half of the Advent, days 1 through 12, wait again to enter until the last half. But let's go ahead and see who the lucky winner is of today's tag. Remember, you might not see your name on screen, but 80 of you are entered. Congratulations to Jamie. Jamie of Not Too Shabby. Congrats, friend. So what you'll need to do, Jamie, at the bottom of my description box below is a link to a Google form. You'll fill that out to claim your tag. You'll want to make sure you know what it said your username was on screen. And then you have 24 hours to claim that. And yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. I love how you're all over there congratulating Jamie. I love it. Love it. Love it. The encouragement. All right, guys. Okay. If we can get 5 more likes, right now we're at 135. If we can get 5 more thumbs up, I'm going to randomly draw one of the live viewers to add to my special list. So you don't have to be a channel member for this. So just 5 more thumbs up, 5 more thumbs up, and then we'll do another little drawing. 4 more thumbs ups. We can do it. While we're waiting to see if that's going to go through, if you have any final questions, put those over in the chat and I can answer those before we leave. Ooh, 3 more likes. Can we do it? Can we do it? Or did everybody leave? Some of you might have left after I did the winner. Yes, I wish you could thumbs up more than once. 139. Guys, we only need one more of you, and then I'm going to draw one name to add to my special list because I have like just a little bonus maybe a couple times during this series. Helga wants to know, is it in my P.O. box? So it said it was going to be delivered yesterday, but I have not rechecked to see if it actually got delivered. And I didn't get a message either. Normally I'll get like, your package has been delivered, but I am going to check after this. Stephanie says, oops, the Spellbinders to Inspirations this year somewhere. Oh, do they show it? So they do have an Advent roundup. I know I added some of mine to that yesterday. I'll see if I can find that blog post and I'll link it maybe below. They do, though. If you go to their blog, you might be able to find it. All right. Did we do it? Yes, we did it. Okay, let me get the giveaway tool ready. And okay. If you would like a chance to be added to my list. Now, if you were already added today because you upgraded or became a member, please don't enter because you're already going to have your name in there. So, but thank you for your thumbs up. But if you would like to be, oh, why won't it? I don't know why it doesn't show. My thing's messing with me. Let's try it. If you would like to be entered into this special little bonus, type in hashtag likes, hashtag LIKES. And I'll give you a minute to get that in. And you know what? Just because I literally cannot believe I got 150 likes, or sorry, 104, now it's at 144. We're almost to 150. But because I can't believe we got that many, I'm going to draw 2 names. Okay, I'm going to draw 2 people. You got about a minute and a half. Hashtag LIKES. Make sure it looks exactly like it does on screen. I'm going to shut off that banner at the bottom for now. What is everybody going to be doing this afternoon? I am, let's see, probably do some social media posts of my new creations. And then I need to work on a project for Tailored Expressions that is due later this week. Teresa's going to be crafting. Let's see. Oh, Michelle's making Christmas cards. Cindy is making birthday cards. Carmen's going to do craft roulette. Susan's going to go to work. Oh, that's true. That's my afternoon. Stephanie will be heading to bed and Helga might be following her. Yes, awesome. Okay, guys, 18 seconds. All right, get those in. I'm looking now, doing a sheet load. Oh, Yvette is participating in the blindfold challenge. Yes, check that out on Not Afraid of Colors channel. I think Yvette will have to let us know. I think, is it 3:30 p.m. Central that it starts? Okay, the timer has went off, so let's pick our first name. So congratulations to Michelle Furlan. She will be our first bonus little, I don't even know what to call it. Michelle, and we will pick one more number, one more person. Let's do draw again. Congratulations, Michelle. Good luck, everyone. Linda R., congratulations. Now, if your name, oh goodness, guys, I just totally did something weird with my computer. All right. You are definitely going to want to keep watching these advents because when I make use of these names, it's going to be random and you will have to claim your, it's going to be a little prize, guys. You will have to claim your prize. And this one, because it's pretty thin, you can be international too for this. So keep watching. If you miss a live, watch the replay. I know some of you can't join us always when I'm live. Hopefully on the weekends, like if you're working Monday through Friday during the day for us, right? Hopefully on the weekends, you can catch one of our live streams and get a chance to maybe get a little bonus into my little special thing. All right, guys, let me look, see if I have any more questions. I do not see any. So guys, thank you so much for being here. It would not be a good live stream if you were not here. Until tomorrow, I hope you're all having a crafty day. Bye-bye.